that gives them a level of assurance that we're going to be following the rules. And if we don't, then they can come back to us and say, you know, you followed your own policy.
Yeah, when I read through the, this is for the construction of the building and the RFP for architects, there's a checklist of what they have to do in their RFP and in their contract and in the commissioning of this building. There's a whole litany of items in there that the commissioning officer has to sign off on. And URS was involved in it initially as our asset manager. I could not find anything in our records where URS signed off on this. There's one letter in there by Martha Rose doing the, she basically took the position as the commissioning officer on this building without having sign off from the architect of record. And the architect of record was out of the picture in the correspondence that I could find. And he was back in the picture. And in most cases, on a federally funded or state funded project, the architect of record has to sign off on that building because that is part of the contract documents related to the grant. Is this a requirement in this procurement package that you can think of? Will that be part of the chain of acceptance going through the FTA and through?
You know, from what I've read so far, there's a couple of different documents they put out. There's a 4221F. You can find it on their website. It's like their rule book, you might say. And then they have a guide of procedures that you should follow. From reading those two, I didn't notice that specific procedure. But what they're, I think, primarily concerned with is that a lot of the clauses that you put into your contracts are there to protect your agency in case there is a problem somewhere along the line. And so they're really, they're really intent on seeing that you put a lot of these protected clauses in the contracts. Buy America is one, Buy American is another. We have the bar of suspension. There's just a whole grouping of clauses. And actually, the reviewers, when they came out, they didn't have issue with those clauses. They thought that our contracts were pretty well constructed. Where they had issue was there were certain decisions that were made where it wasn't fully documented. And doesn't mean it wasn't done, it means it wasn't fully documented.
Well, in the case of the building, we'll get through this resolution here in a second. Tom Whitaker, the architect, did not have a letter of opinion based on what the problems are with that slab. He was out of the loop. And I was concerned and am concerned without having a written document from him, a memorandum from him describing what the problem is, why it's that way, and what is the correction as the architect of record that they would recommend. We're kind of wandering out there on our own, making our own judgments without really tying the design and the performance with the contract. And that's where we're going right now. I think legally and procedurally, we're headed in the direction where we can close this out. You feel that same way?
Yeah.
So I don't think this resolution touches on that very much.
It's a procedural thing. And I just want to know if we were going to be covered in that procurement procedure by closing out this building, because you did mention FTA.
I mean, the actual closeout of the floor, you mean?
Yeah.
I think they're watching everything, but they're concerned primarily with two things right now. Actually, three things that they've put on my plate. Policies and procedures need to be updated and approved. We want to see the audit items resolved and paid back. And the third thing is to make sure that there is proper training so that we don't have any problems in the future, that things will be implemented properly. So they've really put emphasis on those three items. Then there's, of course, the closeout on the other side, the financial and the budget side, and made sure that procedurally the grant's closed out. And that, I think, brings in the issue of getting permission to release retainage through the state agencies, which we've applied for that. And it's just a matter of their approval and then sending out letters and that sort of stuff. And then getting into going back to the FTA and formally saying we want to close this out.
So in layman's terms, this is one piece of all that puzzle.
One piece on the checklist that's very important to the FTA because they're taking these pieces and then taking it forward to the next agency who's holding them accountable and asking to close these audit items.
Jackie, you have a set of words?
Nope, I don't have any questions on this one, no.
Any comments from Jim or Lynn?
No, my brain's kind of scrambled on it, but it seems like reading this seems rather routine, but as you explained, well, there's a little more to it, closing out and all. I'm sorry, I don't understand when we discussed the slab because I wasn't here. Are we talking about the base of the buildings?
Concrete slab has
The floor, yeah.
has a number of checks and actually some fairly pronounced cracks. And they're
In the
large
maintenance building.
checks.
I'm sorry.
In the maintenance building, not
In the
In
maintenance
the
building.
maintenance building.
So they underestimated the quality of the concrete and the weight that was going on it? Is that what,
No.
is that what happened?
In construction terms, first of all, I'll just give a brief description on that so we can get back to moving this resolution along. The slab has a double mat rebar throughout the whole thing without separations in the slab. When they pour each big slab like that, they pour a section, then they pour another section, but the rebar is continuous.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no separation in the rebar from one mat to the next. And so concrete is in its most expanded form when it's wet, and so when it's contracting, it's fighting with the rebar, it's pulling on it.
Right.
And then you pour another section another day, and that's pulling on its own environment in there. The concrete is going to check anyway, but these are pretty pronounced checks out there, and it has a lot to do with, it's an 8-inch slab, double mat, lots of rebar in it, and so there's forces fighting against each other, and the slab was poured that way, as is explained to me, because of the special use of this building. It's supposed to be able to stand up under major earthquakes and other stuff as an emergency preparedness center. And so a lot of it is in the design, the structural design of that slab.
I see.
And it's cosmetic, but it was an issue for the previous administration. The language that I read in the correspondence was, this does not meet my expectation, but it meets the design. Okay, so I don't know what to say. I think we'll move along. That explains that.
Thank you.
So that being said, back to the business at hand, I move that we approve resolution 715.
I second it.
And okay, Mr. Handel made a motion to approve resolution 7-15, seconded by Ms. Henderson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None opposed. That motion carries, so we'll move on to business item number 4. The approval of the FTA audit and the FDR repayment calculation. Yes, we're still in there.
Go ahead, okay. As part of this process, we had an FTA consultant that created a schedule, a calculation of what they believe we owe based on the various audit items that were reported by the Washington State auditors. And they came to a figure of approximately $110,000. They're requesting that we pay that as soon as possible. Because there is also interest that is not included in that figure that will be computed from the date in which we pay it. So, the
From the
estimate.
date of when?
Well, if we pay it today, then they are gonna calculate how long we've held that money. And there were various points at which that money was released. And so they'll calculate the interest on all those small pieces over time. And, it'll probably be a couple $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000. And we'll see that expense in the future. But this is the first item, and again, this is another item on their checklist they want to see completed before they can offer a recommendation to the next level.
But the sooner we pay it, the better off we are. Okay. I'll make a motion for payment of the FDA audit repayment calculation.
Second.
Mr. Hano moved that the motion is moved, the board approve the payment of the FDA audit of the SGR repayment amount based on the calculations of $109,942. And a second by Ms. Henderson. Any further discussion?
I'd just point out that it is 20,000 less than you originally estimated. So in the budget, or in the savings that we are realizing this year, it's good that it's under rather than over.
Should we amend that motion, since it's been seconded, to include the language plus interest?
Oh, yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah. So who wants to make a friendly amendment?
Can I amend my own motion?
No, once it's on the
Say I
table,
can't.
once it's on the table, that motion belongs to the board, so.
Yeah.
I'd be comfortable saying plus interest as a friendly amendment.
Okay, it's a friendly amendment to this, streamline this, to amend the original motion to include the words plus interest. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, so the friendly amendment to the motion is to add the words plus interest. So we'll vote on the main motion to approve the payment to FDA for the SGR repayment calculation of $109,942. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries unanimously. So we'll move on to business item number 5. The approval of the public hearing at the August 28, 2015 PTBA board meeting to receive input on Island Transit 6-year transit development plan of 2015 through 2020. Who's doing that presentation?
There is a plan, this is just a public hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I move to hold, to set a public hearing date for August 28, 2015, in order for the PTDA board to meet, receive input from the public on Island Transit's 6-year transit development plan.
I second it.
Okay, there's been a motion by Mr. Hamel on business item number 5, seconded by Mr. Sundberg. Is there any further discussion?
So when will we see that?
Well, I think soon. All these pieces fit together in a way, and I've done a first draft of the 2016 budget, which has gone to our managers. They're going to get back to me with that information. And I've also been working on this TDP, which includes the budget. I think that we'll probably have something ready in the next couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks before that meeting.
That would be great.
That'd be great. Thank you.
All right, any further discussion on this item? So the motion has been to hold a public meeting at the August 28, 2015 Transit Board meeting to receive input on Island Transit 6-year transit development plan for 2015 to 2020. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously, so.
I have just one other question, and won't change the vote, but I just wondered, when will that, do we see it, and then how do you get that out to the public? Will it be on the website, or?
We can put it on the website.
I think last year's is already on the website, the 6-year plan from last year.
Yeah.
So this'll extend it another year.
Yeah, it just kind of shifts the one more year. forward.
And it will update, of course, the 2016 figures.
They'll be included in there, but again, this is kind of snapshot. The state's looking for a plan for the next 6 years that they will review and keep on record with the understanding that it's not your exact plan. Things will change probably.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to predict both revenues and expenses 6 years out.
Okay. And the next item is we have an executive session regarding collective bargaining sessions, and I would like to adjourn for that executive session to the small conference room in the back here. Matt, what do you think, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes?
From 11 on July?
From 11 to 11:15. Take it over there. 11:05, 11:20.
Yeah.
Is there any business after that?
No. And this executive session is about collective bargaining session, and there will be no action taken in this meeting. And to my knowledge, there won't be any action taken even after the executive session. That's correct.
So, and we didn't get the second, we didn't get the public comments during
Things that
the,
are going to. Yeah.
yeah, we didn't get the public comments during each one like he told us at the beginning, so.
I decided not to say anything because I now work for the Whitby Daily.
Oh,
I can't be shooting my
I got a
mouth.
lot to say.
I know you do. I know. We just need to give you a microphone and a video camera and just
Brian,
say.
think you can, Richie, do you think you might be up for to give a tour of the facilities? Haven't had a tour yet.
Me?
There's,
I'd be happy to, but I don't think they'll let me. I can show you some dead plantings down in the south end. Disgusting. Personally,
I don't personally have it, but I know that we have.
Yeah.
Around